My next guest, he's a professional mixed martial artist with a record of 9 wins with 1 loss. He is a returning guest. Again, he is a professional fighter, so he's one of the baddest men on the planet here. And he's also a fellow podcaster. You gotta learn today. That's a new podcast that's out there by AJ Fletcher. AJ, thanks for joining me again, man.
Thank you, man. I'm not a professional podcaster like yourself just yet, but we're working up to it.
Man, I mean, you're doing the thing though, man. You're doing the thing.
That's it. That's it.
How are you today, man?
I'm good, dude. Just woke up, had some breakfast. Now talking with you, and then I guess about an hour after, I'm gonna go get punched in the face a little bit.
There we go, man. How does a typical morning start off for a professional athlete like yourself, AJ? Because to be honest, I'm trying to get back in the gym, working out, trying to get
I
these
see
routines
it.
there.
I
But
see
but
it.
but you obviously you look jacked. First of all, you're muscular there. I'm sure you're not eating just waffles in the morning or Eggos or whatever they call them. So what's a
Unfortunately.
morning like that for you, man?
So, man, usually I wake up and first thing is my little dog that I got like a month before the last fight. I found her at this little trail near me. She's usually wanting to go out and run around a little bit. So I use that as my little opportunity to get some sunshine and wake me up from whatever coma I've just been in. And then I come in, make some breakfast, and it's usually eggs, fruit, sometimes oatmeal, sometimes a bagel, sometimes nothing. Make some coffee and go get a morning training session in. That's kind of generally how it goes.
Are you very disciplined when it comes to like what you're eating, like in the mornings or anything like that? Because if you're Tracy Reader's a good fighter. He's 5-0. He doesn't focus a lot on nutrition right now. That's what he was telling me. I mean, how is it? Is it different for you? I think everyone's different, right?
Yeah, for sure. Everybody's different, but for me, I like having like a framework of pretty much the same groceries that I get week to week. And then, the closer I am to a fight, the less kind of freedom I get with that other 20% or with the weekends or whatever. But generally, if I stick to like this like kind of 80% same basic staples every week from pretty much the same stores, I have an idea uh, you know, of what I need to take out and what I can put in to kind of make my weight fluctuate when I need it to. I don't know. For me, dude, I just feel like absolute dog shit if I'm not eating the right stuff and if I'm in the gym. So one kind of way that I don't know, it's almost like the two go hand in hand with me. I don't like being out of the gym for a long time and I don't like feeling like shit in the gym. So most of the time I'm kind of staying on my P's and Q's, and then especially when a fight gets closer. Um, yeah, for the most part. Now, I'm not a guy that cuts a huge amount of weight. I kind of try to sit around, what I'm fighting at for the most part, give or take 5 pounds. Uh, and I don't know. Yeah, I just feel better. Training goes better. Injuries heal up quicker every time I'm, kind of on my diet. So I stick with it.
Yeah, I figure the what you feel is how you're gonna feel. I get that. I mean, do you have pizza from time to time or anything like
Hmm.
that? I mean, do
Oh, dude,
you live a
that's the
little there?
misconception. Pizza nights every Thursday night up until about a month out from the fight. So I've
Okay.
got, I think, one more. Now it ain't a Domino's,
Yeah.
extra large, throw everything on there. It's I get this like little, it's called a margarita pizza from this little store, Natural Grocers down the street, and it's like all organic ingredients, about 800 calories or whatever. So I have my little treats sprinkled in throughout there, but I know each week what those treats are going to be, so they're all planned for, if that makes sense.
No, no, for sure, man, for sure. So what about for like nutrition wise, right? Beer, no beer whenever you're really working out. Is that correct? Or how do you treat
Yeah,
yourself in that sense?
man, I don't go crazy with the drinking and stuff like I used to. I used to just like food back, especially
Yeah.
back when I was at 55, dude. Whenever I had that freedom, oh, it was on, bro. The
Yeah.
food, like from every angle, every kind, beer, alcohol, all that, definitely a little bit more indulged, a little bit more into it after those big weight cuts and stuff. But now, man, I'd say I'd still have a drink all the way up until I don't know, probably about 6 weeks out, probably around now. But I don't know. I've kind of been chilling on it since training and stuff has been going. But
Yeah.
I'd say up until about then. And again, it's like nothing crazy. It's like, hey, I'll have a glass of wine or two, or it's I'm not doing these ragers or whatever like I would be able to back in my college days and stuff. But No, man, I don't think just
Yeah,
just like those treats, man, as long as they're kind of planned for and you're not, going over the rails with it, depending on where you're at in camp and how your weight's going, I don't see a huge problem with that.
yeah. What is it? I'm not a fan of the word because I've been going back and they're getting, building some healthy routines. Don't call them cheat meals. I call them just living.
Yeah.
Because then cheat kind of seems like a bad word.
Yeah. What makes you
The
feel like you're punishing yourself? You're like, oh, I had
Yeah,
a cheat meal. Now I've got to, eat lettuce for 5 days straight. It's like,
yeah,
no,
well,
dude. It's like you had a little pizza, whatever. Just get back on the rails or on the train tomorrow. It's not a huge thing.
yeah. It's everything's good in moderation.
Right. Right.
Now I see I've been following you. Use what is it? What's that store called? I want to shout them out. Is it Chicken by the Pound?
Oh, the
I don't know
chicken
if I got
pound, dude.
Chicken Pound. That stuff looks
Yes.
great, man.
It's incredible. And it's so easy. They send it to you in these little, I think they're 8-ounce serving sizes, but you cut it open. And like the cool part about it to me is I can cook chicken all day, but if I'm cooking it, it's going to have the same seasoning over and over and over again.
What I
The
did
thing
too.
with the chicken pound, dude, is they'll send you Kansas City barbecue, regular barbecue, cilantro lime, Caribbean jerk, whatever you want. They have like damn near 10, 12 flavors. And all you do is that for me, I'm from the South. We got to add a little something extra seasoning to everything we do. So I'll sprinkle a little Tony's on there. And it's just a way of like having a good structure, but also making it not absolutely monotonous every time you're eating it.
Yeah.
Different flavor every time. It's quick, it's easy. It's nothing for me to come home, whip up some rice in the rice cooker, throw one of those in a skillet with some butter, trying not to overheat it, which I do a bunch. But yeah, man, it's just easy. Shout out to the chicken pound. They've made camps 10 times easier for me.
Now are they Louisiana based? Because you're in Louisiana now, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they are from somewhere in the Northeast. I think maybe Connecticut or New York.
Okay. Also, they ship that stuff to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, that's good.
Comes in a big.
They
I'm actually getting a shipment in today, dude. I'm so pumped. But they ship it in a big like cooler box kind of thing, and it gets here all frozen and all.
Yeah, man. The thing about Louisiana, man, they got some great food over there.
Too much.
Cajun, right?
Oh yeah.
It's like the big thing. You ever been to Texas?
Mm, yeah, from time to time. I've never like done a full food tour down there though.
Black's Barbecue, man, is solid here. It's about 45 minutes from what I'm from.
Is that Terry Black's?
I think so.
Okay, yeah. I actually heard somebody talk about it last night. I was
Yeah,
watching
man.
that Kill Tony show. I don't know if you ever seen it.
Nah,
Okay,
nah. I've
comedian
been.
dude.
I just finished. What's it called? The Stranger Things.
Oh, how was that?
It was. Have you watched it? Have you ever watched it at all?
Yeah, I think I've gotten through season like 1. I'm pretty sure.
Well, it's on season 4 now. But
Okay.
yeah, man. The finale because so they did this thing, AJ, where you go through like the first 3 seasons, right? Then they waited like 3 years to release like season 4.
Oh man.
And then I think to like appease people that made the episodes like really long, which I'm all for it. Whatever, I'm still gonna watch it. They made them like over like an hour and 10, an hour and 20 minutes. It's just whatever. I mean, depending on what you are. But it's funny when it comes to TV, man. When people say, "Oh, I don't want to go to the gym," or it takes skill to like go work out. It takes a skill to sit there, man, and watch an entire TV show, man. It takes work to do that. And people are going to be like, oh, well, it's not good or what. Nah, I mean, I feel like it's just very time consuming, of course, right?
Well, dude, in an hour and 20 minutes, you're pretty much watching a movie each episode, and
Yeah,
trying to keep your line of focus and keep the story straight and all that. Takes
yeah,
some
no,
brain power.
for sure, man. So they did that, and then I think there was like 9 episodes. So the third to last, the seventh episode was like an hour and 38 minutes. The eighth episode was like an hour and 30. I then get this, the ninth episode, the last one I just finished watching, was 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Whew.
Long
So they're
time,
not
bro.
the same time limit every episode. They're
Nah, man.
different.
Yeah, they made it a little bit
Wow.
longer. I think they did that to like appease the fans. Like they released the
Mhm.
first 7 episodes and then they dropped the last two like a month later. I mean, it was a good show. I think a lot of people were really hyped up over the finale. I thought it was okay. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna spoil it. Maybe I'm a tough man to please, but I thought it was a solid one. It was good. Dude, what I'm really into is The Boys. Have you heard that one?
Dude, I have not seen it, but you're probably
Bruh.
the fifth person to recommend it.
dude, you have to watch it, man.
It's that good?
Yeah, it's that damn good, man. And I think what's funny, right? I don't always watch. I mean, I have some the staple shows that I'll watch, but when it comes to the boys, man, like I'm always like every single boom, boom, tune into
Like
that's where that skill
clockwork,
comes
huh?
in, right? Yeah, man,
Yeah.
because it's so damn good. It's the one of the few shows that gets better every season. Dude, I'm
Hey,
telling you, man, it's rock solid, man. That one was good. Kenobi, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but that was solid. The boys, though, dude, I'm telling you, man, you gotta watch it.
I think, dude, I'm gonna crack. I think you're the one
The
that tipped
thing,
me over
yeah,
the edge. I gotta watch it now, bro.
bro, it's good. Do you watch anything? I mean, do you have that kind of rest and relaxation time as
Oh
because
yeah,
you do
yeah, yeah.
something physical, man?
Yeah, 100%. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, oddly
Okay.
enough. That's kind of been podcasts and stuff, obviously, but also I've been into been trying to learn more about the whole farming thing, and they have
Okay.
some really cool dudes who are doing some stuff with video, like instructionals, but also just like, hey, here's like what we do. This is our system kind of thing. And it's I don't know, that stuff interests me. Some history stuff on YouTube.
Okay.
There's these guys now. That's the cool part about like the like not necessarily the internet, but this like last like kind of wave of it, like podcasting and recording your own stuff and
Yeah.
even animating your own stuff has become so much easier over the past like 5 to 7 years. There's so many guys with these YouTube channels that have like they're giving a like a what would I say, like an overview of a World War II battle, and like they're narrating it, and they've got like these little animations for where the
Yeah.
troops were, and you can tell it's all real researched and everything. And so I've been diving into those, some farming videos. Shit, man,
Garden.
what
You
else?
garden by any chance? Random question.
Dude, I do. I have. If I
Yeah.
could bring this setup outside, I'd show you what I have growing right now.
Oh
But
man, what do you what's your main thing there, man? I mean, like, I'm from Texas, man. Any peppers?
I do, but they're not doing great.
Huh?
Not doing great.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying to do something there, but they're all dying. Dude, here's the thing. What I've also realized too, AJ, like right now, man, I don't know how hot it is over there,
Yes.
dude, but I mean, everything's just dying on me here because I think it was like 105, I think like a couple of days ago, man. Dude, it was so insane here, man. I mean, I don't know what's the weather like over there where you're at.
Dude, it's hot. It's really hot. My plants, I'll water them and they just look at me like, no, we're not doing it. But
This is not meant, bro.
I've had some of them are doing all right. I've noticed this. The plants that I have, so I don't really have too much. I have a decent, oh, I have enough space to do more than what I'm doing right now. But this is like my first year kind of like testing stuff out.
Yeah.
So basically I'm watering everything, making sure it stays alive, but I'm also kind of like neglecting it to the point where, hey, let me see like how little input I can put in, and then see, just what that level of output is before I start kind of getting all crazy into it. And
Yeah.
from what I've found is that the plants that are like direct, like connected to the ground, like the actual ground, rather than like just in a pot or like a big, I have this big square kind of, or rectangular kind of, it's not even a pot, like it's a huge little thing like this. But anyway, it's not connected to the ground. The ones that are, I have a watermelon plant, some okra plants, and some other little flower plants called like hippie, tie-dye, celeste. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But those are doing like the best. The ones that are disconnected are the ones that are like drying out, or my bell pepper plants are like they've stalled out at like this. They're alive, but they like stalled out at like this high. So the heat, and then like some of them not being connected to the ground, I think is kind of what's doing it. But I'll tell you this, dude,
Yeah.
my plan for whenever I start getting, first, whenever I make a little fight bonus and actually get a little cheddar to do something with,
Yeah.
apparently like tunnels and like stuff that goes over the top of they make them big. They make like big, huge grow tunnels, but they also make them to where they're kind of almost like little micro tunnels.
Yeah.
That stuff supposedly is like what really helps plants grow like in the heat. Because you can put like apparently like a shade cloth on it, and that'll keep the light from going in too much. And then also the little tunnel thing will keep the moisture in. So I don't know. That's something I found out over the past like 2 weeks. I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, man, you gotta adjust in this with the heat, man. They say global warming is the thing, right? I mean, oh my goodness, man, it's getting up there. I mean, it could be worse. I saw Vegas was like 117, 118, man.
It's hot out there. It
Yeah,
is
bro.
hot.
Are you
Let me
are
say
you
something too, though. The humidity down here adds another like extra little,
I heard Louisiana and Florida, man, like the humidity just makes it so much worse.
just like it like you can drink. I don't know how to describe it, but it feels like you can drink the air some days. It's
Oh,
weird.
good Lord. Yeah, I'm not I mean, here's the thing though. I don't know how you are, but I'm not a fan of the cold. I'm not a fan of the cold. So I like the heat. I'd rather be hot than cold, man. I mean, anything below like 40 degrees, man, I'm shivering. I can't handle it, man. I don't know. I don't know if that's the same for you though.
No, I feel you. Yeah, cold's not my jam. I used to play all kind of sports where we were outside during the cold weather.
Yeah,
Like soccer season down here runs right in the middle of December and everything. And
good
yeah, no,
Lord.
I'm with you. Anything bone chilling? I ain't about it.
Ah, man, not a fan of it. Let me transition to this. So now you are a podcaster, right? You gotta learn today, right? So can you tell the audience what that's about? What kind of got you on that path now?
Yeah, let me go turn off this air real quick. I feel like it's
Yeah,
probably making a little buzzing.
I get you.
Yeah, so the podcasting thing, man, to be honest, the more I do stuff like this, the more I started realizing I kind of like it, like just chatting with, for an hour or whatever with whoever, learning from you,
Yeah,
tossing some gardening knowledge out there randomly, learning about the boys, all that. I don't know. I just realized like it's a fun thing for me, and that's one of the things I like about this whole MMA thing is all the people I get to learn from. So seeing that, and also seeing that I don't know if you've been watching what Israel Adesanya's been doing with his YouTube channel, but
oh
he's
no.
kind of he's got his own little YouTube channel and stuff. And look, what the UFC does and why they are so valuable. Yes, it's the in-person events that they put on. Those are, money makers, no doubt. But I feel like where they get a lot of their value is the content. They capture they capture the fights from every little angle. They have
Mhm.
the agony and the defeat right after. They
Yeah,
have ways of making so much content around each of these events, and especially the big events, that's what's, you can put it on YouTube, run ads on it. They have a deal with ESPN that I'm sure they get some residual income from, depending on views and stuff. I feel like that's where a lot of the value from the UFC comes in. So noting that is, as fighters, our fights are our catalog. If we were rap artists, those would be our fights are our songs, bro. So
yeah.
if we only have if we're giving the all the media, all the content, and putting that all on the UFC and putting that all on their platform to promote and everything, I don't know. I feel like you're kind of like not building your own ship, and you're kind of only like staying on theirs, which is cool. But like I want to add something to the game too, right? So
Yeah,
what
of
Izzy's
course.
doing is he's doing a lot of his own interviews on there. He's putting out a lot of like just reaction stuff. He's kind of owning his own
Brand.
content, and
Yeah, it's brand.
he yeah, exactly. So he's kind of doing that, and I noticed that, and I was like, damn, dude, I'm kind of like all the videos I've been putting out and stuff are only around fight time. And I was like, well, that's kind of dipping into exactly what the UFC does in terms of promotion and stuff. I need something that's a little bit more kind of consistent so I can start trying to grow this little channel, grow my own ship or whatever. So I felt like the podcast was something I like doing, something that, is probably going to be a skill in terms of talking on the mic that I'll probably need more and more in my career, and just getting comfortable with it and owning it and learning the ins and outs of it. I don't know. I like giving myself little projects and little things to try to learn and try to master. And this just seemed like a fun next one to do. So I'm enjoying it.
Where did the you gotta learn today name come?
Man, it's I think it's actually from a Kevin Hart bit. I didn't know this, but some people there's some Cajun people down here.
Yeah,
It's not like a super common thing. Like everybody's like, "Oh, you gonna learn today," but
yeah.
you know, it's something that gets tossed around down here. So it's kind of like a local saying, I guess. But I don't know. I was just anything I do, any new little project, I try to give myself permission to kind of laugh at myself. And the name honestly kind of came out of that. I was trying to think of some like serious, like little name, like the Ghost Podcast or whatever. And then finally I was like,
The
you
Phantom
gonna
or
learn
something.
today. So that's it, dude.
I love it, man. And you've had already three guests on there, man. Any who's gonna be your next one? Can
I
I don't
don't
know if you can
know.
name pop it, bro?
I
I
don't
think
know.
Tim would be a phenomenal.
Who's this?
Tim.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing. I've got a whole bunch of people on my list, but I have to figure out. I don't want to waste a guest, if that makes sense.
Nah, I get you.
I'm still figuring out the audio, the video, all this stuff. So like when I get Tim on, I want to make sure I've got my like everything squared away, you know?
Yeah, I mean, editing software. Like I use Adobe. Adobe's
Okay.
solid. I think what is it? You gotta go in there. I don't know if you've been in college or anything like that. I mean, I know you've been in college, but you can get the student discount through Adobe, man. Like 30
Oh, I
bucks,
don't
bro.
have
You get it.
It's
You get
30 bucks with the
30
discount
bucks for the entire, like, no, it's $30 and it's all the software.
for the whole year.
Yeah. Oh, well, no, like monthly.
Oh, see, that hurts a little bit. That hurts.
Damn, the 30 monthly though. I mean, but it comes with everything you possibly need.
Okay. I
So,
use there's a software called, they're both open softwares. One's called Krita. I use for like the photo editing and thumbnail shit and all that. And then I
yeah.
have there's one called DaVinci Resolve that for whatever reason, whenever I first spliced up a video like 2 years ago, that was the thing I kind of like learned. So now I'm not embedded into it, but like I'm kind of, that's
Canva's
the one I've
solid
been
too.
learning. Canva.
Canva's solid. That one's free.
Okay.
Of course, like any other thing, they're like, oh, they'll give you a free version, and there's like a paid version. Honestly, man, free version solid enough, bro.
Yeah, that's all I need it for right now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but Canva's a good one, I would say.
Yeah. But to your point, dude, Tim would absolutely be a great guest. And I think I've been saying this for years. That dude just needs his own like reality TV show. That dude is, you take him anywhere and you just like, you can make a video out of it 100%.
Yeah. The thing about him, so I was a very huge Tim fan. Still, a follower, right? Especially like from his fighting days. Saw him on The Ultimate Fighter season 7. Had a great fight against Matthew Riddle. Matthew Riddle's in the WWE now. Kind of crazy where life takes you. Yeah, he is actually. He's like I guess he's a pretty big thing. I'm not a huge WWE fan anymore. But Matt Riddle went to the WWE, but I remember Tim fought him and beat him. Then obviously, he went in there and had his UFC career. Now he's doing training guys like yourself, right?
Yeah.
Dustin and what is he, a matchmaker now?
He owns, so he's part owner in the BFC down here, which is on a whole bunch of shows. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think he'd be I'm sure he's a knowledgeable person, man.
100% about so many, like about fighting, about life, about all that, but also like so many random things. I remember we were down in I think it was Vegas for like a little training trip, and he was telling me about some like some documentary about these indigenous people who based their whole like way of living off of whales. They were like these, super primitive people, whatever. Their houses were built out of whales. They had like whale bones as every one of their tools and instruments they'd use. They'd have to go hunt them with like, I think it was like a spear with a rope on it. And they'd have to wait till the whale would come up to the surface, do the little thing, and then basically go on the ride of a lifetime if they didn't have enough rope or whatever when it dove down in some, small boat on the surface, wait for it to resurface again, get it again. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that whole tangent. Tim knows a lot about a lot of different things.
Yeah, and he's had a huge impact in your career. Is that fair to say?
100%. 100%.
Now, for you mentioned you guys were in Vegas. I get asked this question. I don't know why I get asked this question because I talk to a lot of fighters like yourself that are in the UFC. But what is the UFC PI like? For a fighter like yourself, AJ? I mean, I'm assuming like you get a contract there, you get signed there. You look at this massive facility, right? I mean, is it as massive as I'm imagining here?
It is pretty big, but it's the other thing too is the building's kind of like split in half. So like half the building is kind of, I don't know if it's shaped like a U, but if it is, like imagine this, the lunchroom, like in the middle of the U is like where people from the offices will go to eat lunch and we'll go to eat lunch. It's like a common area, I guess.
Okay.
On one side, it's like more offices and, just UFC staff and stuff. And on the other side, there's like our wing, and our wing has the bottom floor is like all the workout area. It's got turf areas. It's got all the like 50 billion weight racks. It's got this one little room that you go into where everybody's soul leaves their body. It's where they do the like fitness testing and stuff for all your aerobic capacity, anaerobic capacity, alactic threshold. They're doing all these little tests. They hook you up to a little gas mask that is impossible to breathe with this nose, by the way. Felt like I was suffocating on plastic while I'm doing this little test. But that's down there. They've got a attached to the little workout room downstairs. They've got a PT room. So that's pretty cool. They have it staffed with super knowledgeable, super helpful people that'll get your body like working. Upstairs is where like all the real training rooms and stuff are. They've got the mats upstairs, that little bag space, treadmills, an octagon. I think 2 octagons out now, actually. And then they have what's really cool. So Forrest and Tim actually go way back. I think
Tim was Ultimate Fighter.
I think
Season
Tim was
7.
actually his. I don't want to mess this up, but I think Tim was actually his best man in his wedding. So every time we go down there, Tim and Forrest always link up and stuff. But after one of our training sessions, we got done hitting pads in the octagon, and there's in one of the octagons, there's like this big glass window, but it's 2-sided. So sometimes you can see in, sometimes you can't, whatever. Okay. He was saying that what they'll do is sometimes they'll have like seminars. They'll bring in nutrition people to talk to either their staff or the fighters and kind of just do little seminars like that. But also they'll bring sponsors in there and they'll kind of pitch them and all that. And then as they're doing it, they'll give them the pitch. This is what you get, blah, blah, blah. And then they'll open up the 2-sided lens and they can just see, like Francis Ngannou in the ring, just cracking pads or, a whole host of fighters doing their work. But it's sweet. Like you go there, they have a whole snack fridge that I raided before I was in the UFC because, only the UFC guys get the meals for free and stuff. So they had these like little healthy Lunchables and all in the snack fridge. I'm tearing up. But now I'm in the UFC and get to, go to the cafeteria
for free.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, so it is free, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, is the PI the same as the Apex or no?
No. So they're right next.
Okay.
I think
we lost you there. There we go.
Okay. There we go.
So they're right next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Awesome, man. So I'm sure pretty awesome experience.
Yeah, man. Super cool. Super cool.
Now, let me shift to this now. As we're gonna near the end here, you do have a fight, August 20th, correct?
Yeah.
Man, it'll be does Contender Series count on your UFC record? Technically,
I don't think so. I
don't think so. I see people that say it does, it doesn't. But regardless, we'll just call this your second UFC fight. The first one. I know you don't want to hear this. I'm sure you've been told this, or I'm sure by some people. Man, the first fight that you had in the UFC, wasn't the result you wanted. Personally, I thought you won the fight. I'll say it out there. Personally. But fair enough. It's on the record, right, as a loss. What is your focus? How did you shift from that? How do you continue? Because when you lose something, especially like you being undefeated, it can be a little bit hard. Am I correct here?
Oh, 100%, man. 100%. I wanted the picture perfect ending that night. I wanted my UFC debut. I wanted my hand raised. I wanted a finish and I wanted a bonus. Not a lot of those happened that night. It was a great fight. Like you said, some people had me winning. I to be honest, I didn't, just based on how I score. I'm always more of a critic in there, even if a round's close or even if I'm winning by a slight margin. I'm almost feeling like I still have to, if I win a round by a slight margin, I'm almost like, that was still probably theirs. Yeah.
No, I get you. Yeah, for sure.
So immediately after, man, I was disappointed. I knew there was some positions, not even that necessarily I could have pushed harder in. I think I pushed pretty hard, but just some decisions I could have made, like doing A instead of B, right? And realizing that in real time. There was also some things like I got to mount early in the fight. And my plan going in was to try to like wear Matt down. I knew he was tough and durable. So I figured like it would probably be tough to get him out of there pretty quickly. I figured if I was going to finish him, it would probably be late in the second or early in the third. So when I get to mount early in the fight, I'm wanting to open up and explode, but I'm also wanting to like try to drain his energy almost. And one of the things I didn't realize was how good Matt was at using just his body position to keep himself safe and not use his energy. So I wish I would have recognized that and be like, hey, bro, he's not using his energy that you wanted to burn. Now go for some damage and open up. You may not get this spot back later in the fight. So that was one thing. And, I was kind of after the fight, obviously beating yourself up about all those little moments and everything.
Yeah.
Just, wishing shit would have gone different. But yeah, the more like I got back and watched it, and as I'm watching it, I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Put your foot here instead of here. Obviously critiquing, but also I was like, damn, dude, that was a good fight. It was fun for me to watch as a fan. So hopefully people like that. And
No, it was a
Matt
fun
was
fight.
real nice. Go ahead.
No, it was a fun fight, man. It was a fun fight. I think it shows you belong. You know what I mean? I think for whatever that's worth, I'm sure people. Because here's the thing: there's a lot of people that talk smack. What is it? The keyboard word is my favorite word to use for them. But I thought it was a solid fight. I mean, you started strong. I'm sure we can both agree on that. You feel like you probably started strong in that first round. But it began. I thought I was like, oh, okay, I can see why they judged it a different way. But initially, I thought, okay, I think he's got this. But it happens, right? And that's the
Sure.
game. Yeah. Now, what do you how are you refocusing here? I mean, how do you get yourself to go again after loss? I mean, what gets you going? You got the next fight here, the 20th, man. I mean,
Yeah.
how does that work for you, AJ?
Shit, man, it wasn't hard to get back going. I
Okay.
think I still had stitches in my head whenever I was getting ready to, start training
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff whenever I got back. Yeah, like all those boxes, all the dreams, everything I wanted came true, except getting my hand raised, getting a finish, and getting a bonus. Those are the boxes I still have left to check. And those are the ones, at least for this fight camp, that have woken me up and gotten me going. I felt like there was a lot of unfinished business, a lot of myself and a lot of my game that I didn't show in that fight. And yeah, man, I was chomping at the bit to get another fight. I wish I would have gotten one a lot earlier. I'm going to say that probably after every fight. I like to be active. I don't like 5 months in between fights or 6 months in between fights. I'm young. My body heals relatively quick. I'm kind of like Wolverine. I don't know if somebody put some adamantium in me or what, but I'm ready. I want to go. I want fights, So I've just been chomping at the bit. Then, every time I'm in one of those positions that I wanted to change from this fight, it is like permanently embedded in my head about what to do in that spot. So, all in all, like last fight, I'm taking it as a positive, and this one, I said it in one of my little posts, but I'm trying to change my life with this one.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I think you think you're doing great. I think you're well on your way. I think you got the work ethic. AJ, what can the audience expect on August 20th from you, man?
Somebody who's trying to change their life. You're going to see it in the risks I'm willing to take. You're going to see it in the pace I put on Anj. You're going to see it in how I throw my shots. You're going to see it in where I take the fight. And you're going to see it in my eyes whenever I come out. I'm not in there for, I think versus Matt, I fought a very technical fight in terms of how I approached it. And this one, I'm going to do the same, but there's going to be a pressure and there's going to be a want and there's going to be a grit that y'all didn't see in this last fight. Even though it was great, this one, I'm going to have something extra, especially with the electricity of all the fans and everything around.
Yeah, I'm very excited to watch you compete, AJ. I mean, how was that first walk like? Got the UFC gloves on you, man. How was that? That'll be my last question here.
It was sweet, man, but it almost like it didn't feel. I still don't feel I've had the full like UFC experience, if that makes sense. I had the Contender, and then the fight in the Apex almost felt like a continuation of the Contender. Like there was a little bit more fans. I did more of the media stuff. I did more of all the UFC Fight Week stuff, from signing posters to the actual UFC gloves and the shorts
Yeah.
and everything. But man, I want to feel that electricity. When I was like dreaming up this dream, it wasn't being in a room of 200 people and whatever. It was in a room or an arena of 10,000 people with people just roaring after some crazy knockout. That was the dream I had. And like, this is the fight I feel like where I'll finally get that full experience and finally get to feel that electricity.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a great fight card. Usman versus Edwards. It's going to be one hell of a main event. It's going to be one hell of a fight card on August 20th. I'm very excited to see it. AJ, is there anything you want to let the audience know before we sign off here, man?
No, but I do want to shout out a few people that have really helped me big time along this camp. I'm doing a few extra things that I'll probably say a little bit closer to the fight, but I've been needing some help from people around me. And I want to thank my buddy Jeff Vaquero from the house in Tigerland. And he's opened up. You have crumble cookies where you're at?
We do.
Dude, he's opening up a crumble down here in Lafayette, and I'm excited. And I'm also might be bumping up to heavyweight after he comes down here. But I want to shout out Jeff for sure. There's a new sponsor I have called Coastal Plains Meat Company. They're a local group of 4 guys, 4 former servicemen. They find local beef, they source it here, they butcher it here locally, get it divided up, keep everything in Louisiana. So they're doing great things, making sure that I have the right nutrients I need. I know where my food's coming from, and it's all coming from a good spot. Fresh Pickings down here has been helping me out with, all the produce side of things, the rice, the vegetables, all that stuff. And man, who else? There's one more, and I'm drawing a blank. Chicken Pound, bro. Chicken Pound.
Always.
What am I thinking? Yeah, Chicken Pound's helped me out a ton. And then also the last one is KOK. They are a chicken wing place down here, dude, and they hold my Lafayette little fight parties, watch parties, or whatever. They have the most bomb chicken wings you'll ever have. So shout out to them as well. They've helped me a bunch.
Shout out to them. Once again, this is professional mixed martial artist 9-1, AJ Fletcher. AJ, thank you so much for your time, brother. I appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.